right, Dio, moving on to topic 3. This is your topic, getting away from the fighting games. What is your topic, good sir?
Well, good. Since with all the big deals of sports and sports entertainment, I think next year is supposed to be a really big year for the NBA. Was it 2021? But they do something called, a lot of colleges or a lot of high prospective players do the one and done where they go to college for 1 year.
Hmm.
They're a high draft number for the NBA.
Uh-huh.
We're not talking about basketball. We're talking wrestling. Ronda Rousey had a 1 year contract from one WrestleMania to another WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I guess this has a sub question in it too. And with WrestleMania and the 2 or 3 weeks after WrestleMania, with a lot of people's contract expiring, possible AEW. So, first part, what do you think about the one and done when it comes to wrestling? And it doesn't have to just pertain to Ronda Rousey. There are people who have had NXT tryouts and all of a sudden they're not, you know, being used correctly, or and so they get their exposure and then they cut. And
Yeah.
then the second question is, I guess hypothetically could be a third question, but second question is, with the AEW becoming a known force with a well backed up supporter or backer,
Right.
um, scenario is, if there are three big name wrestlers supposedly jumping ship, actually four, we'll do the two Usos, possibly Randy Orton, and possibly Dolph Ziggler, and AEW. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. So Rousey's whole thing, I'll answer Rousey, then I'll go year to year, and then those four gentlemen. So Rousey, I don't know. I was fine with her. I've talked about it numerous times. Dad and I were not happy with the Rumble. I get it was a moment type thing, interrupt, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't a fan of the fast track to the title, but then I get it, business, it makes sense, whatever. As a personal fan, I was like, fuck that. I think the heat on this rivalry that her and Becky got, money. It's great. Charlotte being into it. All right, whatever. Rip Asuka, that's a different thing. But I thought her and Becky, I thought that was great.
Yeah.
The internet feud thing, cool. Whatever. It's just that little extra layer that they can kind of add on to kayfabe. Now, she's either getting me and I'm being punked, or I hate it. Whatever's Ronda's breaking kayfabe, oh, it's fake, this, that. No shit, it's fake. But I don't like that. I think that's some BS. Because if she was a real fan, like she's been saying with the Roddy connection and all that, that's a big no-no. I get it, it's not the 80s where you didn't have the internet, you didn't have this, but you should still play into it. It's just like a play or a movie or whatever. Yeah, it's a character. Go with it. If it's all a work, fine. I'm not a fan of it, but whatever. As for her leaving, if it's genuine on the family starter, good for her. Go do your thing. If you want to come back, great. She's a draw. I get it. She might not be my favorite, but I get it. It's the Brock Lesnar thing in a way.
Yeah.
God, I can't stand Brock. Get the title off him. But yeah, come back and do shit. I get it. People like you. Fuck it. Whatever. If it's for the family, yeah, do your thing. I don't care. If it was just for, hey, let's get money for a year and do this thing, then that's the bad taste in my mouth. So as for one and dones, pretty much for anybody. If it was just to pump yourself up, I guess, in a way, and just kind of selfish reasons, then nah, I'm not a fan of it. If you legit leave because family or health or whatever, okay, things you can't control, or you just want to move on with the next part of your life, I get that. That's fine. As for, I'm not going to the AEW guys yet, but as for people like leaving, I guess. For example, Ty Dillinger's the big one I can think of right now. Big Perfect 10. Unfortunately left. R.I.P. So now he's going by the name of Sean Spears, and he's doing indies. That I get. It's unfortunate, but that's a big problem I think there is with WWE right now, is there's just so many fucking people. And I mean, there's a lot of talented people who are on TV and who aren't on TV. And then it's the opposite. There's a lot of not talented people on TV and not on TV. It's a very tough balance that they have. And if people don't feel that they're being used right, then yeah, they need to do what's best for them. You got Dillinger, you got a Tommy, you got rumor of Gallows and Anderson leaving when they're done, which is another possible AEW. There was rumors for Revival for quite a while, but then they got their title run now, so I don't know if that changes anything. It sucks because you know they can do well, but it's also a good thing because, yeah, hopefully they can. For another example, it was way before all this AEW stuff, but he went by the name of, I think it was, no, that's his current name, Sami Callihan. He's over in TNA now, but he was over in New Japan, I believe, maybe, I don't know. But he was in NXT as Solomon Crow. That was the name. And I personally liked him. He came back from an injury. He was back for a while. He had this hacker gimmick. I was like, all right, cool. You know, he was like, all right, it's not working. And he left. And he's like blown up. He's like one of the biggest things in TNA right now. Another guy I can think of went by the name of CJ Parker in NXT. He's now over in Japan as Juice Robinson, fucking IGWP. I think he was US champ. Like, he's done amazing things for himself. So as for like leaving, it sucks to see, but it's good because, yeah, if CJ wanted to come back or Solomon wanted to come back or whatever gimmick they want to come back as, that's cool. Like, I mean, there's people now who have done it. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's people who have done it who were one thing, left for a while, and then came back, and then they were bigger than ever. So it's, I don't know. It's an interesting thing that's going on. As for the 4 AEW rumor people, Orton's a tough one. I know Orton has the connection with Cody. I don't know how legit that is. He might have just been blowing smoke. But it's not like he doesn't... Okay, he should have the money to be like security blanket going over there. But I don't know if he'd want to leave WWE for that. That's a tough one. That one I find hard to believe, but I can see the rationale behind it, I guess. Yeah. Dolph is one that would have been for sure. And especially because he hasn't been on TV in a while, that's tough. But I know he wanted a lesser contract so he could do his comedy stuff. I think WWE's been more lenient with that, but I don't know. Because then again, he hasn't been on TV. Honestly, the last thing I can think of him was Rumble when he was 30th or 29th, like out of nowhere. I was like, oh yeah, hey, what's up? And he's another one, like, I think he should be on more, but I get it. If he feels he needs to leave, then he needs to leave. And then Usos, that one took me by surprise when you mentioned that. But I get it because what else did they do? Like, they've been tag champs, like, what, 7 times now? 8 times? They fucked up with Mania. Could have been Hardy's Usos, but that's a different thing. Yeah. So, yeah, I get it. Like, that's a tough one, especially as a tag team where you stuck together that long and you haven't had that split. I think it's really hard for twins to do in general. But what do you do? You've won Raw tag. You've won SmackDown tag. Are you going to go down to NXT and win those tag? Like, I don't know. That's interesting because, yeah, I guess they could pull a Dudley's move and, like, go from Fed to Fed. I mean, Hardy's did it too, and, like, do the, I don't know what the Hardys called it, the World Tour of Titles or whatever the fuck, but, like, see if you can win the tag belts in each promotion. But I don't know. It's an interesting time in wrestling right now with just another brand spouting up because it's good. You know, competition's good. Yeah. I don't think they're going to be like, I know a lot of people have faith in AEW, which they should. There's no reason not to. I don't think they're going to be this giant force that some people believe, like a dagger in the side of WWE, like, you're dead now type thing. Like, it could be another ROH. It could be another Ring of Honor. Like, they do good stuff, and they survive on their own. There's nothing wrong with that. They could be another TNA. I know Impact's got better. Oh, boy, has it been a roller coaster in its lifetime, but I guess it's doing okay now. I don't know. I think it's good because it will make WWE smarten up with whether it's story or pushing people or treating their employees. But I just don't think it's going to be like this gut punch Shoryuken to WWE right off the bat that some people think. So I don't know. I guess that's my thoughts on all those 3 questions. What do you think about it?
That's why you mentioned Ziggler not being on TV. I actually read an article. I don't know if it's legit or not, but he was pulled off, according to the story, that pulled off TVs because he refused like a more of a creative development job, and so that's why, according to the story, that's why he was pulled out. There's no real injuries known at the time, but I mean Ziggler's been like one of my favorite dudes for like the longest time. Like the guy can cut promos, he can sell. He's the best selling dude that they have right now.
Oh yeah.
And for him, like to have like that one run, it wasn't really even a run. It was like an old night. 50 years, you're 50 minutes of fame, buddy. You got a concussion? All right, well, I guess you're done. I've actually been rooting for him for a long time, especially right after he broke out of Spirit Squad and stuff. But with the Usos, I hear that's been a definite like ongoing thing with them and the Young Bucks saying that they want to have a match against them to show who's the best brother duo. And I mean, I could definitely see them having that. I mean, they both super kick the hell out of everybody. So, right. I mean, one does flips, the other one does, body splashes, I guess. But I mean, I think it would be tough because then I think if they tried to come back, it would be like, you guys can't do that. Going over the other over the fence, and
right.
You're not allowed back. But I mean, if Ziggler goes, I hope he gets a good fighting chance to be creative. Because like the gimmicks that he's had, I mean, I've been saying for years that he easily could have been the next Shawn Michaels, easily. Not to say no disrespect, but I mean, I feel that he definitely had the potential a long time ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And now the fact that he started doing super kicks, I'm like, yeah, it's over. He's basically Shawn Michaels. Just give him a freaking belt. But I mean, I'll root for him whether or not he stays with WWE. I would prefer him to just get better creative stories, or just make him an HBK 2.0. He's as athletic. He's got the look. I don't know. Most women probably say he's a sexy boy. So, but Orton, I don't know. I mean, his ties with Cody, yeah, I get it, but he's got pension money from WWE. I mean, he's what, one of the first 3rd generation wrestlers?
I think it was the very first, yeah.
Very first, and he was the youngest heavyweight champ also. Was it? I don't know.
Sorry, second, The Rock.
I don't know. To be honest, I just don't see him doing anything at the Indies. Because everyone's gonna boo him. He's like, RKO, I don't know. I mean, see that. I mean, like, all the RKOs aren't really out of nowhere. Everyone sees it coming a mile away. But oh wait, Seth Rollins, you're face down. Let me I'm down. Why don't you jump off my back and RKO? Rey Mysterio, jump off top. Don't do that, please. But I don't know. If he goes, I don't think I would miss Orton. I think his best run, besides Evolution, was pretty dope. Was when he had that mini feud with Kofi Kingston.
That was a good one.
That was so good. I was like, dude, Kofi, is that legit?
That should have been the push.
Like, that legit, because like, yo, when he was beating up that race car, I was like, I had a jaw-dropping like reaction, like, yo, that is for real.
See, that's good. That's what they should do with people. Is like, hey, here's this mid-card guy. Let's transition him, or at least just give him a run of some kind. Like, even Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali coming out of nowhere. Like, he was great in Cruiserweight Classic. He wasn't what he was now, but, like, whoo! Like, that was good. And then, yeah, injury aside. But then they brought him back in the most stupid way. So, here's this guy who's on fire. Let's boo him. Oy. But, yeah, that's what they should do with people if they want to rearrange the scale a little bit.
I mean, I definitely would think that out of the 4 AEW names that I dropped, I think definitely Ziggler would be like, I think Ziggler would be the biggest draw out of all 4 of them, to be honest. Just because I know the fans have been waiting for Ziggler to have like a run of some kind, and Orton's like, dude, let me superplex you. I'm gonna step on your body, and then I'm gonna RKO you.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like I don't know. I mean, even his mic segments are boring to me. I mean, like young Orton was pretty good, you know? But then again, it's like I still think Ziggler would be the biggest draw, and I would he would go there because I would love to see how he would face off against other people. I mean, I would love to see him like fully unlock potential wrestling. You know, he's so athletic. I mean, not to say that the other guys aren't either, but I would just love to see him just go up against Cody Rhodes again in a unfiltered wrestling match. You know, no WWE style. 7-minute minimum. 5 moves of doom setup, or you know, I miss the occasional. Oh my God, an unplanned schoolboy halfway through the match. That was so good. You know what I mean? Like I miss the randomness that is wrestling. That was wrestling because everything is so WWE style. You know.
So I guess spin-off question from that. So obviously that's very main roster. How do you feel about NXT though? Have you been able to watch those takeovers?
I have not, but they have picked up some big names though. You know, like names. You know, I think my 2 favorites. Well, I always think. Oh no, I take that back. There's 2 guys that big boys, Keith Lee and Jeff Cobb. Oh my God. You want to see a 380-pound moonsault? That guy can do it. And they make Vader look small. They're super athletic. Those are guys like Cage's wrestled, man. Like, good Lord. Like, I watch them like, dude, it literally is like colossal titans fighting each other, like nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've already seen Jeff Cobb. He was in Lucha Underground.
Okay.
He was Bill Marquez's brother, the guy in the jumpsuit and the black mask.
Okay.
Right. But very athletic for a guy his size. And you know, I need to get back to NXT because, like, I mean, what's his name? Dunn? That guy's dope. That guy is a monster.
Yeah, I mean, their week to week is but their takeovers, whew, that's where they show up and show out. So, like, I feel that would scratch your itch of, like, the unexpected. Like, they only have, like, 5 matches, but, I mean, it's not even that long either. Like, if it's 2 hours, but they feel like, whew, okay, this was a ride each time. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend the takeovers at least. Like I said, the week to week, it's your usual programming, a little bit spice up, but you know, it's developmental mostly, so it's understandable. You got to have the squash matches for the new guys, and then you got to have the promos and this, that, and the other thing. So, but yeah, takeovers. Oh yeah, those are good.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to look at that. I mean, like, I've been trying to watch the Bro.
Matt Riddle.
Even before he was there, dude, like, it's tough because like he was an MMA fighter, right?
Yeah.
And so like he's got a lot of dude. Like it's like I question how he doesn't knock anybody out, man. Like those knee strikes he has, holy crap! I would hate to take those. He probably got some like he can probably split your skull open with a knee, dude. Like it's nasty.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, like and he's a strong dude too. Like you can tell, like that guy's a monster. And then who's that other big guy that they just picked up?
I don't know if it's the guy you're thinking of, but the guy Punishment Martinez.
Yeah, that guy. I need to watch more of him because I hear people kind of equate him to like a Vampiro Undertaker.
Yeah, I can see it.
Like, I mean, like when he was in the Ring of Honor, I guess that's what a lot of people were saying. That's how he wrestled. Was very, he's very, for a guy his size, he's pretty stocky looking.
Yeah.
And like, I would have to see more matches. I think I've only seen like 5 or 6 matches of them where less than 12 minutes, and it was just like kind of like a typical wrestling match. No real like storytelling or not too much like crowd interaction or anything. I mean,
yeah, I haven't seen him wrestle yet, but I know he's there and I know the name. I'm so behind on week to week, but yeah. I know he's done a couple dark matches and stuff just reading online. But yeah, he's a big name I've heard of. Looking forward to seeing more.
He's definitely a big name like acquisition. And I don't know any like UK wrestlers, so it's like outside of like Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. and all of them. But I don't know anybody on the NXT roster.
No, the UK roster, I'm like, okay.
All I know is the UK wrestling is very, very, very different. Very stiff and very, that's kind of cool. I mean, but I don't know. I would have to watch more for sure. I mean, that's one area of wrestling I really haven't really paid attention to ever, outside of Steven Regal, and Fit Finlay. Those are the only 2 big like European names that I can think of. I definitely should have watched them more, but it is what it is. Oh, quick question.
Yeah.
So Jericho, you heard about his podcast, right?
I know of it. I haven't watched anything, but
I guess he got he's banned from having WWE entertainers on his podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, oh well, I mean it was eventual because he's AEW.
Yeah, I know he used to have him on all the time, but yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I read a quick story about how like they had to like edit him out because he was on like up down down.
Yeah. I don't know about up down down. I know like their opening segment for Raw with like the screens, like somebody put like a screenshot of the week before AEW and the week after. It was Jericho, and then it's just Cesaro like over top.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, everybody. This has been another episode of the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 42. My name is Bret, aka Enigma 9011. I was joined by Dio, aka Dio 24/7 today. Dio, thanks for hopping in on the podcast. I do appreciate it. Remember, guys, you can watch the podcast live every first and third Saturday of the month over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011 at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you can't catch it live, you can go over to youtube.com and search Enigma 9011 where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video for your enjoyment. If you guys have any topics that you'd like us to discuss, you can either put it in the comment section down below or join us over on Discord and you can put it in that tab respectively. And then last but not least, #ad. We're brought to you guys by the merch store. You can get all of your Enigma 9011 swag over there. T-shirts, backpacks, cups, and more. Rep the brand. It would be greatly appreciated. And get yourself a fancy business card like that. Dio, thanks for being on the podcast. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Good, sir.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.